No one expected the silence to sound so loud. The rehearsal hall was buzzing just minutes earlier, musicians warming up, backup singers chatting, assistants rushing back and forth. At the far end of the room, Eli, a middle-aged janitor with tired eyes and quiet hands, pushed a cleaning cart along the polished floor. He moved carefully, like someone who had learned long ago how to take up as little space as possible. Then she walked in. A famous singer. Platinum records. Sold-out tours. Her voice had filled arenas, but today it filled the room with authority. Conversations died instantly. Phones slipped into pockets. Everyone watched. Her eyes landed on Eli. "Hey," she said, tapping her long nails against the music stand. "You cleaning guy?" Eli stopped, slowly turned. "Yes, ma'am." She tilted her head, studying him like an object. "You sing, don't you?" A few people laughed. Others exchanged awkward glances. Eli hesitated. Singing wasn't something he talked about. It was something he did alone late at night, after his shift, when the building was empty and no one could judge him. "Sometimes," he said quietly. The singer smiled, but it wasn't kind. "Perfect," she said. "We're short on entertainment. Come here." A nervous chuckle rippled through the room. Someone whispered, "This should be good." Eli's stomach tightened. "I'm just here to clean," he said, lowering his eyes. "Oh, don't be shy," she replied loudly. "You janitors always hum while you work. Let's hear it. Solo, no mic, no music." The room went still. This wasn't encouragement. This was a setup. Eli felt every pair of eyes on him, musicians, assistants, backup singers, all waiting for him to fail. His hands trembled slightly as he stepped forward. He could hear his own heartbeat pounding louder than the air conditioner. "Go on," she said, folding her arms. "Unless you're scared." A phone lifted in the back. Recording. Eli swallowed hard. Humiliation crept up his spine. He thought about walking away, about pushing his cart back into the hallway and disappearing like he always did. But something inside him snapped, not anger, not pride, but exhaustion. Tired of hiding, tired of being laughed at, tired of being invisible until someone wanted a joke. He closed his eyes. The singer rolled her eyes. "This won't take long," she muttered. The first note left Eli's mouth soft, controlled. A few smirks remained. Then he took a breath, and everything changed. The second note didn't just hang in the air. It cut through it. Conversations stopped completely. Smiles faded. One backup singer's mouth fell open as Eli's voice climbed higher, smoother, richer than anyone expected. It wasn't loud. It wasn't forced. It was controlled, seasoned, full of pain and polish, like a voice that had lived life before daring to be heard. The famous singer's smirk stiffened. Eli opened his eyes halfway, grounding himself. His hands were steady now. His fear had burned off, replaced by something else. Focus. He moved into the next phrase, hitting a note so clean it sent chills down the room. A producer whispered, "That's not normal." The singer stepped forward sharply. "All right, that's enough," she snapped. "Let's not waste rehearsal time." But it was too late. People were already pulling out phones. One assistant mouthed, "Is this real?" Eli stopped singing, breath slow and controlled. The room buzzed, not with laughter anymore, but disbelief. The singer laughed loudly, forcing control back into her voice. Okay, she said. "You've got a little range, cute, but don't get carried away. Anyone can hit a few notes when they're not under pressure." She leaned in closer, lowering her voice just enough to sting. "You want to really sing? Do it again. Higher. Right now." This wasn't a request. It was a challenge meant to break him. Eli hesitated. His throat felt tight, his chest heavy. He knew those notes. He'd practiced them in empty buildings, whispering dreams into darkness. But hitting them here in front of her meant exposing everything. The room waited. Then his phone vibrated in his pocket. Once, twice. Unknown number. Confused, Eli stepped back and answered quietly. "Hello." A calm voice replied, steady and familiar. "Eli, don't stop." His breath caught. "Who is this?" "You sang at the old church on 9th Street. Late nights, no audience, just faith." Eli's eyes widened. The voice continued, gentle but firm. She can't hit the notes you're afraid of. That's why she's pushing you. Sing. The line went dead. Eli stood frozen, heart pounding, not with fear, but recognition. Someone had heard him. Someone had been listening all along. The singer scoffed. What's wrong, janitor? Lose your courage? Eli slowly lifted his head. This time, he didn't answer with words. He inhaled deeply and stepped back into the light. The room leaned forward. Whatever happened next would change everything. Eli closed his eyes again, but this time, not to hide. He inhaled slowly, deeply, like someone preparing to dive. The room felt smaller now, tighter, as if the walls themselves were leaning in to listen. The famous singer crossed her arms, impatience masking something else beneath it. Unease. Eli opened his mouth. The note that followed wasn't just high, it was impossible. It rose effortlessly, clean and powerful, floating above the instruments like it had nowhere else to go but straight through the ceiling. Heads snapped up. A guitarist's fingers froze mid-chord. One backup singer whispered, "No way." Eli didn't stop. He moved higher, then higher still. Each note stacked on the last, controlled and emotional, filled with years of silence, sacrifice, and swallowed dreams. This wasn't talent trying to impress. This was truth finally released. The famous singer stepped back. Her face drained of color. She tried to laugh it off, but the sound caught in her throat. She attempted to match him, just one note, and failed. Her voice cracked. She tried again. Missed. The room knew. Phones were no longer discreet. This wasn't rehearsal anymore. It was history being recorded. Eli finished the phrase softly, gently landing the final note like a promise kept. The silence afterward was heavy, reverent, then it exploded. Applause, gasps, shouts. A producer stood up. "Who are you?" Eli exhaled, hands shaking now, not from fear, but release. "I clean floors," he said quietly, "but I sing, because it's who I am." The famous singer stared at him, exposed. Her attempt at mockery had turned into public humiliation. No insults left, no jokes to hide behind. A vocal coach stepped forward. "That range, that control, you've been trained." Eli nodded. "Life trained me." The crowd laughed, not at him, but with respect. Later, as people surrounded Eli with questions and praise, the singer slipped out quietly, her power gone the moment it was used to belittle instead of uplift. Outside, the night air felt different. Eli stood alone for a moment, phone in hand, staring at the missed call that had changed everything. He didn't know who had been on the other end, and maybe he never would, but he understood the lesson clearly now. Never mock the quiet ones. Never underestimate the unseen. And never assume someone's job defines their worth. That night, a janitor didn't just hit notes a famous singer couldn't. He reclaimed a voice the world tried to silence.